live from Fox 5. Welcome to the News Block.
And here are the top stories on the news block today. New surveillance video that you're looking at right here is giving us a look at the deadly Upper East Side shootout between an armed man and NYPD officers. Plus, it is an interview that you will only see right here on Fox 5. Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani explaining how his administration will deal with President Trump and how he will keep his campaign promises. And path riders, sorry to have to tell you this, get ready to pay more when you tap. The details on the new planned fare hike. And of course, we are checking the weekend forecast for what is looking like a rainy Saturday and Sunday. But it's not here yet. We still got that sun out there. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Linda Schmidt. Thanks for joining us for the News Block today. That Mamdani interview was with Fox 5 political reporter Morgan McKay, and she is joining us live right now in the studio with more on what they talked about. And Morgan, I'm lucky because I know some of the stuff you talked about, but good information coming out of that interview today.
Thank you so much, Linda. You know, we sat down with Mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani and we discussed a wide range of topics, including his transition into office and how he plans to deliver on some of his campaign promises, particularly when it comes to free universal child care. Mamdani sat down with Governor Kathy Hochul yesterday to discuss his plan and said today it seems like the governor is committed to rolling out a free child care program for fiscal year 2027. Mamdani said again today that he believes the best way to pay for this plan is to increase taxes on millionaires and corporations, but says these are still discussions he's having with the governor. Here's more on what he had to say about his tax plan.
This would pay for the economic agenda and start to Trump-proof our city for exactly the things that we were just talking about. I've also said that if there are additional or alternate revenue sources that would pay for the same things, we would embrace them by all means, because the most important thing is funding these things. And I think with the governor, there's a clear alignment of the importance of delivering on universal child care and on an affordability agenda. And now the work begins, even before we've been sworn in, on lining out when, how, but we always know it's for who, which is New Yorkers.
We also asked Mamdani about his relationship with Mayor Eric Adams. The two still haven't met to discuss Mamdani's transition, but Mamdani tells us today that he will be meeting with Adams when the mayor returns from his trip to Israel. Adams has been making several policy moves in his final days in office that could complicate some of Mamdani's goals, and is now leaving to Israel tonight, where he says he's going to invite the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to New York City on the day of Mamdani's inauguration. Mamdani has said in the past he believes Netanyahu should be arrested for alleged war crimes in Gaza. We asked what he'll do. Do you plan to arrest Netanyahu on your first day?
So my plan on my first day is to become sworn in as the next mayor of New York City and start to deliver on an affordability agenda. I've said time and again, this is a city of international law, a city that believes in those values, and one that should honor the warrants that have been issued by the International Criminal Court, be it for Vladimir Putin or Benjamin Netanyahu. And I've also said that unlike Donald Trump, I'm not going to create my own set of laws. And what that means is exhausting every single legal option.
And we also discussed Mamdani's phone calls with governors across the country about how to handle potential attacks from the federal government and how he plans to build a relationship with the NYPD after some past comments that he's made. And we'll have all that and more at 6:30 tonight.
And the mayor gets back from Israel sometime next week, right?
Exactly. I think it's Monday or Tuesday.
All right. Thanks, Morgan. Great job. All right, and if you want to be able to catch that full interview with Mayor-elect Mamdani, tune in to Politics Unusual with Morgan McKay. That is tonight at 6:30, and it's also going to be streaming on the Fox Local app. And developing this afternoon, Fox 5 obtaining new surveillance video of last night's deadly police-involved shooting on the Upper East Side. Police say an NYPD officer shot and killed a man who was threatening to shoot up a hospital. The video shows the moment police confronted the suspect on the street. Police say that he shot at officers with, quote, multiple civilians in close proximity, and that is when the officers returned fire, hitting the suspect. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. And of course, we will have much more for you on this story coming up on the 5 o'clock news. We are also following new developments in the death of a building super in Brooklyn. Law enforcement sources telling Fox 5 the person being questioned has been released from custody. The NYPD is now awaiting the cause of death from the medical examiner's office. Police say the victim, 41-year-old Burham Havoli, was found badly beaten after trying to fight off a man who was trying to steal someone's packages. He was rushed to the hospital where he later passed away. All right, we're going to turn to the weather right now, and Liv Johnson is joining us with a look at the forecast. And Liv, I know it's partly sunny out there, and so not too bad of a day, but we got that rain moving in this weekend, right?
Yes, just for a little bit of your weekend, okay? I don't want to scare anyone for making your weekend plans just Saturday into Sunday, but yes, we will have a quick shower roll through the area. Right now, pretty mild still, 50 degrees in New York, a little warmer for Newark, it's 53, down the shore 51. We're in the upper 40s for the Hudson Valley. Monticello is just at 41 right now, Hartford at 45, same thing for East Hampton, but most of Long Island's in the upper 40s or low 50s. Very consistent with what we saw yesterday. I said yesterday it would basically be a repeat Thursday, and that's exactly what's happened, except we have seen those winds kind of back off a bit. So right now, consistent winds being 16 miles per hour in New York. That's still pretty breezy, but not as bad as what we were experiencing yesterday, especially when we factor in wind gusts. Yesterday at this time, we were getting gusts 30 to 35 miles per hour. Today, we've still had wind gusts, but as you can see on this map, it's a lot less active. We're just seeing wind gusts up in Monticello, and that's still a big drop from what we were getting yesterday when it's just 17 miles per hour. So most of the day has been a mix of sun and cloud cover. Tomorrow you'll wake up with mainly sunny skies, but by late morning we're going to see more cloud cover move through, and that's in anticipation of that rain that starts. It could start as early as dinner time. It definitely begins a little bit further north, and that's where you can see kind of the most severe of the rain is going to be, but we're still going to get those showers. Definitely 7 to 8 p.m. is when we'll be kind of covered throughout the tri-state area getting that rain. The good news is it looks like it's out even a little earlier than we thought, so I think most of your Sunday is going to be dry. I don't want to rule out that there could be some remaining sprinkles Sunday morning, but as I said, most of it will be dry, and we're expecting about upper 50s for your Sunday, and eventually those clouds will clear and you'll have more sunshine. Linda?
All right, Liv, thanks. So at least it's not a washout, so
yes,
that's good news. All righty, we'll see you in just a bit. Now, if you use the PATH train to come in and out of the city, prepare to pay more. That is because more service is coming with a fare hike. Fox 5's Stephanie Bertini is live right now in Hoboken to break all of this down for us. Stephanie, there's some good news here and some bad news.
Yeah, Linda, you know, I spoke to several commuters throughout the course of the afternoon, and of course, not everyone's happy about the idea of a fare hike. Now, that's coming down in a couple years. 2029 is when we're looking at a $1 hike overall. I'll get into that shortly. But a lot of people, when I talk to them about the promise to improve things like speed on the PATH, they're all for it, saying the changes would be welcome. So let me show you what's really happening here. Overall, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey laying out changes promising a different experience on the PATH, proposing major upgrades that would restore 7-day service on every PATH line. This would be for the first time in 25 years. Now, under the plan, weekend riders can expect faster and more direct service starting in 2026. For example, next year, service on the Journal Square to 33rd Street via Hoboken line would double, with trains every 10 minutes instead of every 20. To help pay for the expansion, PATH fares will increase in small increments through 2029, when a single ride is expected to reach $4. Right now, a single ride, as many of you know, is $3. We talked to commuters, and here's a bit of what officials had to say last night at a meeting.
I don't care about the price, but if the efficiency is better, then that would make more sense for the price being raised. I'm from New Jersey. We live in New York City now. I work there. The whole process is not bad. It's definitely the most convenient way to come here, but if it was a little quicker, I think it'd benefit everyone here.
I don't know why it takes so long to get to like 33rd Street when it looks like a short way when you look across the river. But,
so you think they should do some work on this?
Do some work on it, speed it up.
So in order to fund these improvements, the 2026-2035 capital plan proposes raising fares. PATH is unique among major transit agencies in that we do not receive local, state, or federal funding to support our operations. And as a result, PATH fares only cover about 25% of the actual costs of each ride, with the Port Authority subsidizing the remainder of the ride.
So you heard the breakdown of the money there a bit. Now, this is all tied to the Path Forward Rehabilitation Program, a multi-million-dollar project, Linda, as you know, designed to upgrade things on the path. Back to you inside.
All right, Stephanie, thanks so much. Well, elected officials, advocates, and parents gathered in West Orange, New Jersey this morning to call for new school bus safety legislation. The proposed bill would authorize the use of automated stop-arm cameras on the school buses to prevent motorists from illegally passing the buses. Last month, the Woodbridge Township School District released shocking data that found that nearly 3,000 drivers just blew right on past the stop signs as the students were getting on and off school buses.
This bill is about prevention, about protecting children before tragedy strikes. We have the data, the model, and the technology. What we lack is time. Every day we delay, we risk another child's life. It's time to act now.
Now, currently, there are 32 states that have passed laws allowing school bus stop-arm cameras, including neighboring states to New York, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, and Pennsylvania.